Well, I'm back up on the hill and I wanted to make another video, and I'm trying to do better on the videos. I know the sound messed up on one and sometimes picture's not great, but I don't have professional equipment or anything. Don't really know what I'm doing. But if you've watched my previous videos, I appreciate that, and if this is your first time watching one, I appreciate that too. Um, Everything moves so fast. I never planned on doing videos or anything. Uh, but I got grandkids now, and I really worry about what the world's gonna be when they're grown and what we're leaving them. So, there are things that are just going on that really bother me. And today, I want to talk about the defunding of the police, which everybody seems to be on. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people calling for defunding of the police. Well, why? I don't understand why you want to defund the police. The way it's going, if you just wait a little while, there won't be any police because they're going to quit, and who in the world would want to go do that job now? I mean, the pay's not great, and you make a mistake, and you're pretty much done for, and maybe even in prison the rest of your life. So I don't think anybody wants to go do it. So I think the people calling for defunding it, if you'll just sit back, you're going to get your wish. You're not going to have to do it through defunding because nobody's going to want to be a cop unless something straightens out and something changes. Um, and I don't know what that is. I know it seems like years ago the police had a policeman, deputy, whatever. They knew everybody in their area and they had a relationship and there's friends. I guess especially in these big cities, that kind of goes away. But anyway, I think if you just sit tight, you get your wish. There won't be any police. Um, now, the other thing that I wanted to talk about was the so-called racism or whatever that's going on. And like I said in the previous video, I know there are racist people out there. But I don't see so much going on as a race thing. I think it's trying to be played out as a race thing. I think the news media is trying to create as many problems between the races as possible. But here's my take on it. We're one of the only countries in the world that are one of the very few that have a what I would call a three-tier, three-class system. You have the what I call the upper class, the wealthy, the high class, whatever. And that's made up. I've seen numbers of about 20% of the people that are really wealthy. Well, then we have the what we call low class. That's the poor people, and I'm talking about people that are struggling to have a place to live, struggling to eat. Just struggle. I'm not just talking about I can say, well, I'm kind of poor, but I'm talking about poor people. Then, and that makes up whatever. I really don't know. Let's just say it's another 20%, 10%. But both those groups are small groups. Now the large group is in the middle, what we call the middle class people, and that ranges from just above the poor to just below the wealthy. So you're looking at it, I say at least 60, 70, 80%, well it wouldn't be 80, but 60, 70% of this country is middle class. Well, if you back up, in my mind, the upper class, the wealthy, the rich, they control the politicians and they control the media. They also control the poor people because they don't have to worry about the poor people. And they control them by the government giving them money and places to live and food stamps and all that. And I'm not above helping people that can't help themselves. I think that's a great thing. I will say welfare was a good program that went terribly wrong. I don't think you're supposed to be born on it and die on it, but it happens. But anyway, they've got those people under control. What they don't have under control is the middle class, because we believe in God, we believe in guns, we make up our own mind, we think for ourselves. So they don't control us. So the people with the money that control the politicians, and the politicians want power. That's all the politicians care about, power. They don't care about you, me. I don't care what color skin is. They don't care about us. So the only way they can control us is to divide us. And so I don't see this as a race war, although they would like for it to be. I think you got a lot of politicians that would love for white people to take up arms against black people because it thins that group out. But what they want is power. And they're doing it by dividing us. And I got to say, I think in my mind, when you talk about criminals and dishonest people, I mean, who's more dishonest than the politicians? You know, let's just play it straight. I don't, the politicians remind me, when I watch politicians, it reminds me if I was to watch professional wrestling. I see these politicians, there'll be 10 of them, 5 Republicans, 5 Democrats go in an office. They come out. I don't know, they're supposed to be in a meeting, but I can't tell they were all in the same meeting because they tell them 2 different things. Well, I think they go in there like, well, this is what I'm going to come out and tell. This is what you tell. You fire your base up. Let me fire my base up. And let's see what we can do. And then I'm going to talk about how bad you are, like professional wrestlers. I'm going to go in the ring, and I'm going to try to beat you. I'm going to talk about you, all that. And then when it's over, we're going to go drink a beer. So I think the politicians the same way. Let's just go out in public and display this big deal that we're working for you, and we're working for you, and all this, and you need to believe us, and you need to believe us. And then, hey, let's just go drink a beer because, after all, we want to control everybody. So the problem for them is the middle class people. So I see this as a class war to eliminate middle class people more than a race war. You know, the politicians don't care who survives. They just want control. And like I said, they got the lower 10, 20%, whatever it is, controlled. They don't have the majority of the people controlled. So they have to do something to do that. So the division to pit us against each other and whatever, they don't care if we have a race war or it's just whatever. Any way to pit us against each other so that they can implement more control and it's like things do away with the police. They do away with the police, then what's the middle class going to do? You know, you're going to have to start defending yourself, and then that's going to lead to more problems. And then, you know, people are with the coronavirus that conveniently comes up when needed, it seems like, and lockdown. I mean, it's just been almost like a script written by the politicians, like you would write a professional wrestling script. This is what we're going to do. This is the process we're going in. So I think, in my mind, the way I see it is we need to resist as much of this as we can. Now, they got a group of Black Lives Matter and that are trying to create division, and you got the white supremacists or whatever that are trying to create division, and the skinheads, whatever they are. You know, you got these groups. I don't know where they get all their money from. It's kind of amazing to me how much money they get. You know, people like you and me, we don't have the money to fund that, so they're getting funded by some rich people, again, through politicians or through whatever. But in my mind, it's all about control. It's all about our government wanting to control us, and we're the big thing standing in their way. I think the gun thing is going to be hard to sell now because more people bought guns. So they're trying a different route, and they continue to try a different route. If one's not working the way they want, they'll do something else. But it's more or less the way I see it, to try to break us, and we just have to stop it from happening. We can't fall into the game they want you to fall into, to dislike somebody because of the color of their skin or because of their religion or whatever. Now, like I've said before, I've worked all over the world. I've been in a lot of countries with a two-tier. You got the very rich, you got the very poor. There ain't nothing in between. I mean, in the very rich, they live very, very rich. And the poor, they live very, very poor. I'm talking about the poor there would think they are rich if they come to the United States and live as a poor person. That's how bad it is. And the government controls it, and the government knows they control it because the people don't have any say in anything, and they don't have time to, because they're trying to figure out how to survive every day, how to feed their family. So they don't have to worry about them. They'll feed them a little nugget every once in a while. And I see that, in my mind, I see that's what's happening here in the United States. And, you know, you just kind of have to scratch your head, and this may sound crazy, and it's probably a conspiracy theory, but I think it's worth thinking about anyway. So the more the news media and the politicians try to spread hate, just understand they're being directed by the rich people who want to be richer, who want to be more powerful. And I don't care what side of the aisle they're on. Like I said, there's most of the politicians, if you go look, they should be in jail for whatever. But they probably should be in jail, and that's on both sides of the aisle. So they don't care about you and I. As a matter of fact, we're kind of a problem to them. You know, if we were out of the way, it'd be a lot easier life on them. So I just ask you to think about that, and if you got any comments, please let me know. If you like this and you like what I say, subscribe and hit like, and I'm just kind of seeing how this goes. As long as people watch, I'm gonna try to do it, and until everybody tells me to shut up and mind my own business, I'm not gonna do that. But it really bothers me, and I think we have to stop and not listen to what they're saying, and let our mind tell us what's right. So again, I appreciate your time. As always, God bless you. God bless us all, and hopefully we'll all get through this. Thank you for your time.